I'm doing the Numerology and Astrology for April 2nd, 2022. Thank you for joining me. This is Suzanne Wagner, and I do a daily numerology and astrology blog. So let's do the numerology today. If you add all those numbers together, you get the number 12, and if you add the 1 and the 2 together, you get the number 3. This is a number of manners. This just so happens to be something sorely lacking in particular quadrants of our reality at the moment. It is a number about understanding and knowing how to be appropriate in public. It is where education and breeding are supposed to give one the clarity and insight about how to deal with the imperfect moments in life with more grace and skill rather than the negative and ugly patterns within our human psyche. Egos arise when one's illusions are shattered and when certain moments that we wanted to be one way shift into directions that bring up deeply suppressed patterns from our wounding. Everyone has wounds and fights with those internal demons in life, and culturally we are supposed to adhere to certain levels and standards of behavior. When we decide to step beyond those particular patterns, that is when we allow for grace to lead rather than make choices where our own pain is revealed and obvious. In such moments show where we are still working and evolving. Some of those moments are so extreme that the consequences can turn things in the wrong direction. That is where we learn to hold great compassion for our moments of deepest despair. None of us are perfect. Each person is working through terrible patterns of karma, and the unraveling of those patterns is difficult for each of us. When we recognize our own suffering and learn to have great compassion for ourselves, we can begin to release the inner torment and allow for the growth of hope and faith in ourselves that can lead towards the possibility of change. The astrology today. The moon shifts out of the direct and determined sign of Aries and into the comforting and cozy sign of Taurus around lunchtime. We move from aggressive actions to more heartfelt and caring impulses. We are being asked to be sensitive to others and see past the obvious and into the deeper underlying emotional patterns that make up our actions and choices. Chiron and Mercury align and bring the sun into the picture also later in the day. If we are feeling uncomfortable, then that would be normal and expected under these circumstances. But sometimes the discomfort will be exactly what we need to inspire us to do the necessary inner work and begin a new healing journey. Today can bring many insights into the deeper heart within our own core. We might get a glimmer of what is needed to move forward with more grace and ease. Life will always present problems. Try to be kind, as many are so sensitive right now. Be more careful with words, as they can make a huge impact. Make sure that impact is more positive than negative. There are moments when we can perhaps figure out what is really important for us personally. Follow that thread, and it will lead us to a spot with more truth and understanding. Thanks, everyone.